coming to you again on Black Ops 3. This map is called Exodus. I was playing with my buddy Ice on this one, and he and I had an idea. Instead of running dual marshals like we usually run on this map, I said let's run dual shadow claws, and he didn't have that attachment unlocked for the dual wield, so he went with the bayonet and the tri-bolt, and I went with the dual wield shadow claws. You're never going to see me run this, and I probably won't put any other videos up behind it. It's kind of a tricky gun to play with because it's a projectile and it shoots a lot slower than a bullet. So you have to adjust for that, and also if they're moving, it's almost impossible to hit them. As you can see right there, I'm trying to strafe. Nothing. He throws a grenade at me. Oh, and as far as all my perks and stuff, I was running trip mine, 2 shock charges, overclock, scavenger, and dead silence and awareness. These things, they can be very deadly. I've used my trip mines and shock charges to help me, and I lowered my score streaks too. That was another thing, because I was trying this out. I said let me lower it. Instead of Sentry, Wraith, and Wraps, I went with UAV, Sentry, and Wraith, and I wound up getting my full streaks on this one, which was pretty crazy. That's my buddy Ice there, who's holding down this stairway, and he really enjoyed using the Shadow Claw. And I'm going to tell you, it's probably been 6-8 months since the last time I've used the Shadow Claw, guys. When it first came out a long time ago, I was one of the ones that got lucky and got it, so I played with it a lot. And then I got bored with it and stopped playing with it. And the only reason it came up to play with it last night was we played against a guy who was running dual Shadow Claws, and he was actually doing pretty good, and I wound up picking up his weapon and used it against him a couple times, and that's where the idea, we were like, man, this is really cool, you know. I hadn't really thought of using that. That's where it's a disadvantage. If you got stock on your weapon, if you go again, like say you got the dual Shadow Claw, and then someone's got stock on their weapon and they strafe side to side, they could be shooting you the whole time and strafing back and forth while you're shooting nothing. But the good thing about the Shadow Claw is that it's off the radar, so when you fire it, it doesn't give your location where you're at, and it's a one-shot kill. I mean, meaning you can hit someone in the foot and they die, you know. So you've got a big target where you have a chance to hit the enemy and be able to be effective that way. I was just basically trying to hold down this inside area and go back and forth. And my buddy Ice was right there holding it down. Oh, that was a good shot right there. It's just quick and quiet and deadly, and it's actually like Miss Godley said, it's dirty to use, which I don't use it very often. I usually use the Razorback. If you've seen a lot of my videos, it's just, man, that was a bad shot. I thought I was all over that guy. So I get my UAV, I call it in, try to figure out where they're at, and they're all right over here. Catch that one. Trip mine, shock charge, break out the hive. Great placements, by the way, on these hives. See how far I'm spreading these things out, except for those two. But just basically getting them in position, reloading those dual Shadow Claws. Man, they're really fun. I had to go with that camo to bring it out. You know, I wanted to just see the way it looked, and I looked at all the camos on it, and to me, I think that camo I'm using right here, it was really, really nice on it. Just trying to listen for footsteps. There's my sentry. Hive's going in. Oh. Reload these things and get ready. Got a little double kill off the what you call it. I think I put the sentry right back over here. And that was kind of a good placement for it. I'm just waiting to see where my sentry's getting any attacks on there over there. I wind up bebopping to the other side of the map. I like how you can wall run that. Look at there. He didn't even see me. That calls in the raid. Merciless. At least I got a merciless with it. That was pretty cool. I ran out of little arrows to shoot. That's the nice thing about having a scavenger. You don't have to run back where your little arrows are and retrieve them. You can just run over a book bag and it replaces them. And you know, again, I'm using shock charge and trip mine, so my hive gets them here. Go ahead and place that trip mine down. Kind of letting my score streaks go in and do a little work for me. As you can see, we really take a good lead away from the enemy. I mean, it's 53 to 19, so it's, you know, it's a slower game because, like I said, I'm not rushing them and charging at them. Look at all these guys right over here. Wow, my Wraith. What are you talking about? A saver. Wraith does good if you stay down at bottom middle. If you go inside, it, you know, the enemy has a chance to just stay away from it. Gravity spiked me, so that puts me at 20 and 2 right there. And I feel like, you know, hey, you know, I'm hanging in here with these shadow claws and holding up. At least I'm staying positive. That's the big thing with them. They're kind of, like I said, if you get them and you use them, they're kind of tricky to use. You kind of want to hit the enemy when they're standing still, kind of like a sniper rifle does when they shoot. You know, they got a counter UAV up, so they're getting some streaks against us now.
Be advised, hostile HCXD spotted.
Oh, War Machine. I took out a War Machine, but got hit by her, the War Machine at the same time. So it was just basically a trade-off there. I feel like I may have stopped the War Machine from tearing up our whole team because they are known for that. Bing, right in the back. That's the way you want to shoot those things. You want to hit them from the side when they ain't paying attention.
Be advised, hostile HCXD
Couldn't get
spotted.
nobody run out of sight whenever I'm head glitching behind things. I hardly ever get that good opportunity. Little RC car back up. Ooh, good one. Right off the, I mean, that's just, it's something else. Watch this high kill. Right here, watch. Bing. So I go right back to place it back where he just died from. Hive, spread them out.
Be advised, hostile care package overhead.
Care package coming in, so they're getting streaks.
Hostile dart.
Ooh, got him from the side again. Bink, got him again. Oh man, I didn't get. Look at this. He hits my shock charger. I freeze up. He hits me with the shadow claw. Oh my goodness. Well, that was my last death, but I get like 5 or 6 more kills, and then the game ends. But guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you liked it. Like I said, I was just trying to bring you something that you normally wouldn't see on my channel, as far as using an unorthodox weapon like the dual shadow claws at that, and just trying to give you a positive gameplay, something to look at and see. Now this gun, I wouldn't advise using it on every map. Close quarter maps like Skyjack, Exodus. I mean, mean, there's a couple of them that you could get away with doing this with. But you have to pick and choose your maps, what maps suit your play style, and whatever the ones you feel most comfortable with, I'd suggest using. Oh, that was a good little headshot. Oh, got him too. And so yeah, the game winds up timing out. I got a triple at the end, which was nice. And I wind up going 32-4 with 3 assists and an 8 KD. And my buddy Ice, he went 29-9 with a 3.22 KD. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you liked it. If you do, please leave a thumbs up and I'll send you another one. On time, I'm out.